Kia ora koutou katoa. Nā matua tauira o te kura. Nā kaiako me o tātou nā manihiri. Ko Amelia Locke toku ingoa. Tēnei te tū he mihi mahana ki a koutou ki te hui nei. Ara, ko te tohu whakanuia o te rau. Kahi katia rua tekau. No he rā, tēnā koutou, mauri ora ki a tātou katoa.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ako po ang inyong abang lingkod, Lia Arroyo, na malugod na nagpupugay at bumabati sa lahat ng pinagpipitaganan nating mga panauhing pandangal, sa kagalang-galang nating mga panauhing pandangal, at mga kapwa kong mag-aaral na narito ngayong gabi upang lahok sa pagpaparangal, pagbubunyi at pagbibigay puri sa mga magtatapos dito sa Ormiston Senior College. Maraming salamat po at muli, mabuhay po kayo.
E mua na sile vi inga leatua, lau tātou tama. Mo lona angalele, malona alofa, ia te tātou una. Ua ma whaina tātou poto mai, ia nei po. E whaatalofa atu lepe ia ma le mamalu au whia. Le whaipule a Ormiston Senior College, Mrs. Patience, au whaia onga ma le au whainga luenga, mai Ormiston Senior College, mātua, wau, ma le au tapua I, whapea fo I te maiti a onga mai Ormiston Senior College, Malo lava le soifua ma le langi e mama. O lo ingoa o King Swan. Ea vea ia le nei teimi o te tula iai e whai masui o te maiti a o ngā Samoa. Ilo tātou a o ngā. Malo lava le ona sai. Malo lava le loto tere. Ia tātou whao wau bea le ngā lue mālosi. Au wā tātou suenga mo se lumana I manuia. Ia manuia tui sauninga o le nei po. Whawhitai lava mo le avanua, soifua.
各位来宾、家长、老师和同学们，大家晚上好，我是 Joanne， 欢迎大家出席2020年 Ormiston 高中的年度颁奖典礼，谢谢。
Malolele, tapu marwhia o toa I ha talo tō tonga. Whaktapu ki he pule ako, Miss Patience, kau whai ako, kau tauhi whanau, kau maha e whanau ako. Ko ki ngoa, ko lamini a lea wao, pia ko tali le tokataka tō pia, ke katoa ngā tanak tuunga, ai api ako Ormiston Senior College, ke tau wawhe o no. Tang manu atu, ke tau mau ha tanak tuunga whiwhia, ka tau te whita ke kalasi o e wawhe o no. Tō a whātu.
Chào mừng các quý vị đại biểu, các vị khách quý, thầy cô giáo cùng toàn thể quý vị phụ huynh và các bạn học sinh đã tới dự lễ bế giảng năm học 2020 của Ormiston Senior College. Em là Bách Thảo, thật vinh dự cho em khi được là người đại diện gửi lời chào trân trọng nhất.
Nimbere ni o te kupu, vinakati mi o waka vinapinaka tamanda, me waka vinapinaka buana kalo. Kepka seng kukoya, and then seng ni other mai, and sungoni and dai. Nimbulu vinaka mai na mami tumtumbu, o kimni na mami kas ni buli, ke kimni na tukani ngoni buli. Me adango abit tuere, sa kamara ataki, me kinda baki kimni, kina songoni, ni solido dobi, and yambaki ngoru nandolu rosang bulu, and a korni buli marataki ongo na Ormiston Senior College. Asinoi taka ni koni na marataki ta doko, na songoni, and yaka bendai. Nakabakali usana.
Kura avond ouders, leerlingen, leerkrachten en gasten. Mijn naam is Solane en ik heet u van harte welkom bij de jaarlijkse Ormiston Senior College prijsuitreiking van 2020. Dank u wel.
Goedenaand ouers, studenten, onderwijzers en gasten. Mijn naam is Liane en ik heet jullie hartelijk welkom bij de prijsuitdeling van Ormiston Senior College voor 2020.
Whakalawhalahi atu ki modolo osi, ke he ingoa heiki ko Yesu Keriso. Ko e ingoa haku ko e Protega, ko a whiawhia lahi au ke whakawhele veia atu a modolo osi. Ke he Ormiston Senior College Prize Giving ke lata ai moe tau a te ua furu. Whakao e lahi o e tulau. Tu tangaloa e whakalofa e atua. Kitu ea.
Buenas tardes, estimados padres de familia, maestros, invitados y compañeros. Mi nombre es Kenia Lugo y quiero darles la cordial bienvenida a la entrega de reconocimientos de Ormiston Senior College Generación 2020. Gracias.
Kia ora nā tātou katoa, tō mataua o mitua, te tamariki a pi'i, te au pua pi'i, pera te au taike, te patia ki e tai mai. Ko tō kuingoa ko Geneva Ben, tēnā ruto atu nei i aku, te āriki reka i a koutou, ki te api'i, tō roa, Ormiston Urunga Angare, e Teia Matiiti, Rua Tausinie, Rua Ngauru, me taki mātau.
सारे नू प्यार भरी सत श्री अकाल। मेरा नाम मनप्रीत सिंह आ ते मैं तुहानू सारे दा स्वागत करदा ऑर्मिस्टन सीनियर कॉलेज दी प्राइज गिविंग ते। उम्मीद है तुहानू सारे नू वधिया लगे। A very warm welcome to our annual award ceremony. My name is Manpreet Singh and I'll be your MC tonight. Before we begin the ceremony, there are a couple of housekeeping rules. In case of a fire, the emergency evacuation assembly point will be situated on our left, and then the toilets will be situated ground level to our right. And we ask you all to please switch your phones off just so we do not experience any disruptions. And to begin the assembly off, I'd like to invite our principal, Mrs. Diana Patience, up to the stage to give her address.
Tēnā tātou, nā mai haere mai. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. A warm welcome to you tonight, to students and their families, to staff and board, including our Flatbush 7 principals, members of our tertiary institutes, and to our Member of Parliament for the new seat of Takanini, Mr. Nero Lavasa. Welcome. And to our special guest speaker of the night, David Neath. We are so pleased to have you all here participating in this evening of celebration. Only weeks ago, this might not have been possible. Principals all around Auckland were wondering if they would have their award ceremonies or if they'd have to hold them online. So it really is great to be here tonight celebrating the surviving 2020. Usually, at the award ceremony, I would summarise the high points of our year for the community. This year, however, I have entitled my address, Lessons from the Black Swan. The Black Swan is a metaphor that describes an event that comes as a surprise, has a major effect, and is often inappropriately rationalised after the event. The term is based on an ancient saying that presumed that black swans did not exist. So why have I called this address the Black Swan Address? There are 3 characteristics of a black swan event, often used for economic catastrophes. First, it's an outlier, as it lies outside the realm of regular expectations, because nothing in the past can convincingly point to its possibility. Second, it carries an extreme impact. Need I say more? And third, in spite of its outlier status, human nature makes us concoct reasons for it happening after the event, trying to explain it away. So, 2020 has been a year like no other. 2020 has been the world's black swan. So while New Zealand stumbled through February, hoping for the best, with news of a virus spreading through China, Italy, and on cruise ships, on March the 23rd, our world was turned on its head, with the news that New Zealand was shutting down. All our plans for events were thrown out the window. Our weekly routines no longer relevant. The rule book about life was gone. We were home, alone, wondering what would happen next. How alarming and frightening that was for all of us with this change forced upon us. Our freedom was gone in an instant. I can't overestimate how confronting a time it was for all of us. And I want to for us to consider how far we've come since then and be proud of how we've survived the year. I want us to reflect on what we've learned about ourselves, what we've learned about each other, and what this Black Swan event has given us to take into the future. So what has it said about ourselves? I think we've learned a lot. And it's not just you as students. I think we as adults have learned a lot as well. We can reflect how we've coped under different pressures, how we've coped without the routine of the school day, how we've coped with change thrust upon us. We've learned what we're made of, how frail we are, yet at the same time, how strong. How some days we hardly coped at all, other days we met our goals and were stronger than we thought. And we learnt to keep persevering when nobody was standing over us. And we've learnt we've got more inner grit than we thought we had. Maybe we learned that we appreciate the smallest things in life. We've learned we can adapt and change. We've had to do this quickly. Teachers switched to Google Meets overnight. I didn't even know this function existed at the beginning of the year, and now it's second nature. We've learned we can adapt quickly when we need to. Self-discipline and self-motivation weren't always to the fore, but they did come out. We found what we were made of, how resilient we were, and we found out that we could also hold on even in the tough days. So what have we learned about ourselves as a community, the Ormiston community? We've learned that people have cared. People have reached out. We've been isolated but not alone. The word that kept coming back to me in that first lockdown was connecting. Keep connecting. Hence the videos we did for you. Hence the emails, the Google Meets and so on. The calls you made to each other, the texts, the instas you sent, all connecting each other to each other. The activities you organised online for students to participate in. You students, you understood the importance of connectedness. You brought people on board with those events. We learned how important it is to stay in touch and help each other in times of hardship. We also learned how much we appreciated each other and being together. Once lockdown was over, you flocked back to school. You wanted to reconnect face to face, and we did too. Absenteeism was down. You knew the importance of being at school, being part of a caring community. And you know, I think our school culture, our values which emphasise a sense of belonging, well-being and inclusivity were reinforced during this Black Swan year. So what lessons do we take forward into the future? What has the Black Swan taught us? This year has taught us to be prepared for the unexpected. Being adaptable and flexible will help us survive. The year has reminded us not to take our freedoms for granted. Visiting friends, going out for a burger with a mate, popping down to the mall, playing a team sport. How much more we value these commonplace activities now. And we've been reminded to value each other, our friends, our family, to keep connected, to keep reaching out. We've also learned that just holding on when things are tough is enough. Hard times don't last forever. Last year, I spoke about the indomitability of the human spirit. This year, that indomitability has been tested in ways I could never have imagined, but we've held on. Many times in my own life, I've wanted to give up. When I was at uni, halfway through my degree, I wanted to give it all away. And my mum and dad said, keep on going, finish what you've started. When I started teaching, I thought it was too hard. I didn't want to keep going. But something kept me going. And in life, I think we can achieve much more than I think we think we can. Don't give up in hard times. Remember our kahikatea norm. Our characters are formed through struggles, not in the easy times. Precious metals are refined by being heated and put under pressure. We learn what we are made of when times are tough. Think of those Duke of Ed tramps you've been on, struggling uphill and down dale through the mountains and the bush. Think of the greatest challenge you've had this year. Maybe it was learning your lines for the drama production. The most difficult assignment you faced, the first day of work experience, the hardest sports match you ever played. Think how much you've learned by putting yourself through this. Don't shy away from things that are hard. Lean into them. Push yourselves and you'll be surprised about how much you grow and how much stamina you have inside yourselves. You have faced a year unlike any of our previous graduating students, and you've got through. Not only that, you have moved beyond yourselves and given to others. The blood drive, the Salvation Army can drive, the World Vision famine, the Christmas box gifts, just to name a few. You've looked beyond your own wants and needs and realised that there are others to think of too. You've used your skills of creativity, our pūkeko norm, in dance, in drama, in music, in art, in technology. You see those art and technology in the foyer tonight. In science, in your writing, in your filmmaking, in your projects. These creative skills will bring you life and enjoyment. Remember that and tap into the creative part of yourselves. It'll keep you mentally healthy, especially in the tough times. A couple of years back, I talked to the graduating students about having the tools they needed for life ahead in their backpacks. This year, I think you're not just carrying the tools you need in your back, on your back, they are within you. You've had your resilience tested. You've realised the importance of connections and supporting each other. You've grown through these challenging times. These are our norms, harakeke, makaroa, pungawerawera, kahikatea, that you have lived and breathed and taken on board because you had to. Be aware that these skills and dispositions make you who you are and how you will act in the future. We, the staff at Ormiston, are so proud of the way you have handled this Black Swan year. You've not just survived, but you've flourished despite the challenges, or maybe because of them. Hang on to what you have gained and turn them into strengths for the times ahead. You, the graduating students of 2020, go into the world with our blessing and our araha. Kia kaha, kia maya, kia manuanui.
Thank you, Mrs. Patience, for those kind words. We now have an amazing performance lined up for you all. Could the Year 13 Korean Fan Dance Group perform now? Can we give them a round of applause, guys? Thank you.
is projection. What you think is what you get. That is the favourite quote of David Neath, successful and sought after mental performance coach. However, David is not only a coach for world greats like Lydia Ko, but also a phenomenal speaker, and we are lucky enough to have him here to talk to us tonight. Please welcome David Neath.
Ormiston, how are you? So hands up, who's the sportsman here? How many sporty people? Okay, is there any league boys here? Any leagueies? No one plays league here? Well, who? There's one question, mate. Queensland or New South Wales? Okay, so I'm just going to go through, I've been told that I've got a very limited time, so I'm going to get best bang for buck as I possibly can. Now, two things before we start. Number one, I'm dyslexic, so what I write on the board could be hieroglyphics, okay? Second thing is I've been told I'm not allowed to swear, so if I do have a little moment, please forgive me, okay? All right. So I want pen and paper out and phones if you could, guys, because I'm about to give you some real pearls of success. So I want to start with a couple of key things. I'm going to give you a pile of formulas and bits and pieces, all right? So number one is recipe for success. Ready? What does B stand for? The other college down the road got it. B stands for belief. Shut up, let's not waste time. Belief plus imagination. What did you say? Plus what? Plus conviction. Expectation. Alright? We're going to talk about something that's very important. What is a belief system? A belief system is something I hope is true. So for me, I'm interested in what are some of the belief systems that can contaminate and some that can contribute. Now, this is a biggie. Imagination. Now, who's filming this? Who's got a camera? Who's coming up here to take a photo for me? Because we're going to test your guys' imagination. Ready? Come on, mate. Who's got the camera? We got a camera? Right. Okay, so everyone stand up. Let's have some fun, eh? Everyone stand up. Now, what we do know is high-performance athletes, highly intelligent people, and extremely handsome bull men all have one thing in common. They have amazing imagination, so I want everyone to stand up tall, feet together, and I want you to put your hands out in front of you. And on the left, and for those that are a little bit slow, the left, put your thumb up, and on the right, put your palm open. Whoa, we're going to do a little test. We're going to do a little test. So I want everyone now, shh. Anyone that makes a noise will deal with me later. Okay, here we go. So close your eyes. And in the thumb, I want you to imagine that it's connected to a piece of twine, connected to a large helium balloon. Now helium's the lightest gas known to man, and that hand is getting lighter and lighter, going up and up, higher and higher. What's in the other hand in your palm? Imagine a 20k weight, and that palm is getting heavier and heavier, going down and down, heavier and heavier, while your thumb is going higher and higher, higher and higher. And open your eyes. Ah! All the good-looking people up the front are good. Take a seat. Take a seat. Here's the important thing. Because you kids are our future. And so I want this written down right now on your phone, on paper, all of you kids, write this down. Any thought? What are you writing there on your flipper palm? With what, mate? Any thought that I continuously hold in my mind will soon seek expression through some practical means. Thoughts become things. Okay? Now here's the thing. For most of you here, I wanted to put across probably one of the most important things. And that is, I wanted to leave a message that's really important for the kids today. And your principal nailed it beautifully, which says you've got to be resilient. The most important thing to develop is called the principle of requisite variety. I know it's a big word, isn't it? The principle of requisite variety is that the most flexible personal system always wins. Now for the kids today, in my 25 years, so I've dealt with Olympians, world champions, anyone here into UFC? So I've worked with guys like Israel and Clyde, Brad, and I have clientele around the world. Everyone, we've got a big fight coming up with Parker, haven't we? Let's go, Junior. Yeah? So I'm working with it now. Here's something that's really important, guys. And someone is looking at me, he's going to give me the time. Here we go. Here's something interesting. What do you think that is? Apart from the fact that it's 60 to 80,000. 60 to 80,000 what? What? My annual income, no, that's weekly income. I just charged I discounted it to 60. Here's the thing. We have something like 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Can you imagine the poor bugger given that task? Right, Patty, we want you to think about all your thoughts. Oh, fine, I'll do it now. And then someone said, hey, would you like a cup of tea, Patty? Ah, shit, I've lost my count. 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Now, this is really important for you kids. Those thoughts either contribute or contaminate. Confidence is what we show the world. But a strong self-image is what serves you, guys. Because what you develop is an undoubtable belief in self. Someone said to me, what do you need to be a success in life? What do you think it is? In order to be a success in life, what do you need? What? Well, it helps. What else? Belief? Conviction? Oh, well, hey, that's cheating. Right? There's a number of different things that people say, but I'm going to tell you, here's what it is. In order to be a successful life, you need one lot of things, and if you haven't got it, might as well forget it. Sorry, but it's the truth. And that is 100 trillion cells. Go start counting. So understand this, in order to be a success in life, you've got everything you need right now. Everything you need right now. And you start putting your strong beliefs around that. Now, there's a thing called the governor. You go, what the hell is the governor? I thought that was the boss. What do you call your principal? The principal, you call him the boss? In my day, we called him the boss. Right? So the governor conscious mind. Now, this is something that's very important because we all have our vision and our goals, yeah? So I want you to imagine this is a crystal clear bowl full of crystal clear water. And you can see where you're going. You can see your goals. Now this conscious part here, the governor, is based on a real principle, okay? And that is this: protect yourself at all times. What is one thing you are destined to go through in life? It is failure. It's the truth. But here's the thing. There's no such thing as failure. There's only learning. And if you're learning, you're moving forward, yeah? Most of us, so for most of us, when we make a mistake, we allow it to affect us. Oh man, I screwed up again. That was a bit like me at school in my exams. Here's the thing. When you become conscious, the most important thing is this: protect yourself at all times. And back that up with this: mind your language. And I'm not talking about your Tourette's. I'm talking about how you frame things up. Because here's the thing: if you don't become consciously aware and learn to reframe, there is no such thing as failure, there's only feedback and learning. Because if you don't protect yourself through being conscious of that, it's like a little bit of diet. It's insignificant. But over a period of time, you lose faith. You lose belief. Your imagination's dulled down, and you settle for a life that's less than the one you deserve. I want to encourage you all to be risk takers. There's a beautiful saying: if you want to walk on water, first you've got to step out of the boat. And you must take risks in life. You've got to back yourself. So for me, how many of you right now have goals and aspirations, visions of what you want? And one of the things that generally you'll talk, oh, sorry, we're going to finish this up. Here's a biggie. In the sports context, are expectations important? Yes, because it holds you to account for appropriate behaviour. However, what's the biggest problem that we have with athletes is they take expectations to the paddock, the court, and the biggest mistake they make is they try too hard. We're going to go and touch base on the performance window. So, we're all clear on that. We've got that written down. Formula for success, which is BICE, yes? Everyone happy? Does everybody understand, and does everyone relate to the importance of minding your language? Because what happens is when you repeat that, it's like a CD. And it plays the same song. It doesn't matter where you go. This always happens to me. I never perform well when this is hard for me. Now, I'll tell you something, guys. I am a prime example, I like to think, of someone who's relatively successful. Well, yeah, I am. Who has got, I'm sorry, boss. I failed school C and was basically asked to leave school. But I'll tell you something really important. 3 steps to greatness. Here we go. What are they? Write this down. 3 steps to greatness. Number 1, set goals. 2, 2, educate yourself. And 3, have a financial plan. That'll come later, guys. All right? You're a bit young right now. So, we understand the importance of goal setting. So, what's the formula for goal setting, guys? What's the formula? That's it. If you were smart, you'd be up here on stage. No, sorry. Hey, she does have better hair than me. It's gorgeous. Here we go. So we know, how many of you apply the SMART test or heard of the SMART test? Okay, now I'm gonna shock you today, guys. Yes, I know. There's SMART test and then there's Uncle Dave's more better at one. So we go to this. Everyone know that? Okay, let's go, smart ass. No, you really, no, you did really well. Here's the thing, because
Timely.
time what? Time.
Timely. But timely is a goal.
Time is ambiguous. Anyway, here's what, mine's better. Who let you in? Okay, here's the thing, guys. Number one, it must be specific. Why does it have to be specific? And I'll tell you what, the subconscious mind is processing, we are processing right now over 3 billion bytes of information. How many of you right now are thinking about liver function? Yeah, well, you should be. I live with that one. So the thing is this, we are processing so much information, the brain gets overwhelmed and it has a process to be able to deal with it, so it does 3 things. It will delete, distort, and generalise. Instead of me calling generalisation, I'm going to say the people. Because I'm not going to go through the list of flipping names, am I? We'll be here all night. We might be yet. So it must be specific because that's what the brain likes, the command of that. Now, I'm going to give you a little insight. Anyone heard of Lydia Coe? Not one to gloat, being a humble man as I am, but I'm the only person in the world who has developed 2 world number 1s in amateur golf, 1 year after another. Cecilia. For me personally, the buzz that I get is helping my clients move in the direction they want. It is the biggest buzz when you see them achieving what they want, building that belief. So, specific. Lydia had homework. And I said, Lydia, I want you, this is what you kids are going to be doing. I want you to represent to me clearly what your vision is. So you know what she did? She got a cork water. And she got Golf Digest magazine. Which one's the good chart? So Lydia came to me with her homework and she had a whiteboard. Sorry, a corkboard. Someone put gin in there. So there's this, so she comes in, now when Lydia's working with me, she's about that high, and she has an hour session with me, and the first 20 minutes was with the cats, then the dogs, and then it was me. So she came in, and she had Golf Digest magazine cover with Annika Sorensen holding the trophy. Was it the Soldier Cup or whatever that she won the first major? And what she had done, she had cut Annika's head off. And so this little picture of Lydia's with her glasses on top. And I went, that is genius. That is absolute. That girl was absolutely clear what she wanted. But more importantly also, she was sensory specific. She could taste it, she could smell it, she could hear it, she could feel it. And when you start visualizing things, you start tapping into something very important, which is the law of attraction. Go back to what I said earlier. Any thought that I continuously hold in my mind. I'm not good, that's it. We'll soon see expression of its practical means. Now, how many of you kids have goals and visions? How many of you went into your vision? Is there a vision board that clearly represents what you want in life? Then that's your homework. Get clear on it. Izzy came to me, he had 2 losses in Asia 1 fighting championships. His girlfriend contacted me and said, look, he's not in a good place. And as I started working with Izzy, one of the first things he did is I said, you need to get clear on your purpose and your vision. So he went and put his own board up. So all the boys arrived, these are all tough UFC fighters. They go, oh, what the? Who's laughing now? Ironically, on that board was the spider car and the home that he wanted to buy for his mum and dad. All the crap and the challenge they have gone through to give him a better life. You guys in this country, we're blessed. We're absolutely blessed with what we have here. And with that comes responsibility. Your responsibility as students and as human beings is to be the best you can be and all you can be. And if everyone had that sort of attitude, we'd make a place so much better, yeah? I like to think, here I am, you know what my biggest fear was? So I left school with no qualifications, but I knew the importance of education. Now that education could be in a different context. If someone here wants to be an architect, don't be an architect, be the architect. If you're going to be a plumber, don't be a plumber, be the plumber. If you're going to be a butcher, see what the madman's done. He's done really well. So, specific and century, next is measurable. Yes, it's got to be measurable. Well done. Is my heel all right? The next, this is what everyone says attainable. I'm a real fan of this. Accountability. To whom are you going to make yourself accountable? Accountability will set you free. The biggest problem we have with people and their behaviour is they procrastinate. If it wasn't for around to it, we'll never get things done. Now this is the biggie for me, guys, because organisations and some places teach this. What does R stand for? Sorry? Realistic. Here's the thing. Anyone that's ever achieved anything of any significance in this world has been completely unrealistic. I want to encourage you guys to push those boundaries. My biggest fear, for me, with no qualifications from school, how do you think I feel standing in front of this stage talking to you? Do you know what I used to be? I was a printer. I hated that job. So here's the thing. Dare to dream. I want you to be unrealistic with the vision. Unrealistic with your vision. If you're going to be a doctor, do something amazing. Do you know what I mean? Push yourself through those boundaries. Be realistic with the process. And in this sort of thing, we talk about this. Who's into that? Divide and conquer. Anyone heard of that? Divide and conquer. So someone can get overwhelmed because it's not timely, it's timeline, deadline. Put it on a deadline. Work backwards, work with the end in mind. It's the most important thing. Everyone clear on that? Is Uncle Dave's more better? Yes. So I'm going to, where am I going? How am I going for time? 5 minutes, Dave. Right, one more thing. One more thing. Shit, it's warm up here. I mean, zone. And it's applicable to any sport. I work with badminton players right through to gymnasts, a fencer. Just keep her at bay. So here's the thing. This is where we want to be. I need you to be assertive with your behaviour. And there's 3 steps. Number 1 is calm. This is all about leadership now. Leaders make good decisions. In fact, the reality sometimes isn't so much that leaders make good decisions, it's the fact that someone makes a damn decision. So you must be calm. So, who suffers from a little anxiety before your event? Okay, so everyone sit there. You can sit there now. You're going to run a little exercise. So one hand on your chest. Actually stand up, people. Everyone stand up. Here we go. One hand. So when you get anxious, you will learn how to manage your physiology more effectively. You can take this to your rugby game, your league game, soccer game, your netball game, whatever. And I work with some of the Silver Fern girls and they love this. So one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Alright? Okay, now repeat after me. I plead allegiance. No. Sorry, that's for my own entertainment. Okay, hand on chest, hand on belly. Close your eyes. Close your eyes, be quiet. Now, what I want you to do is when you find that you get anxious, I want you to breathe in for 4, pull the chest right up. Hold for 5. And out slowly into your belly. One more time, breathe in for 4. Hold for 5. Out into your belly. Okay, and what do you notice? Everyone's calm around because you're all spiritual. So the first one is calm. So before you go out, whatever, remember this. This is all about managing your physiology. Here's the next one. The next one is happy. Really? Here's something interesting. What's interesting? How many of you remember Liddy when she was on TV and they were watching her play golf? What did we see about Lids? Did you see her happy? Always happy. And what was it that made her amazing? When your eyes are above the plane of the horizon, it's virtually impossible to access negative self-talk and dialogue. How do you know when someone's not in a confident state? So, one of the most important things is fake it till you make it. Get into that happy state. Change the physiology. The last was something that I did with Stylebender. Who's Stylebender? Izzy. And he's about to become the greatest UFC fighter of all time. And we talked about this. Superman, Superwoman. And that is your alter ego. Tap into something that's bigger and better than you. For those of you who don't know, in the 90s, yes, before you were born, I was on the New Zealand Strongest Man circuit. And for me, when I competed, I never competed as a human being or David Neathy, because there's limitations. For me, I competed as a 1,000 kg raging bull, but I was in control. Israel, in their sessions with me, we identified Stylebender. Immediately I changed his physiology. We developed the Stylebender. And what we have today is something very special. Disassociate and borrow resources. You want to find a way to help you get out of this. How many of you go passive? Get scared, get the nerves, can't think And it's either this, you either go passive, or, for me, I tend to get aggressive. Either way, the brain sees that as the 3 Fs. What are the 3 Fs? Fight, flight, and freeze. How many of you freeze when you're in a stressful situation? How many of you fight and how many of you flight? Just want to get the hell out of there. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the key. Start with calm. Change the physiology. Eyes above the plane of the horizon and act as if. Am I done? Oh, nearly. 2 minutes. Oh, okay. Are you guys enjoying this? Yes. All right. Only because you asked for it. Here it is. Here's the last little thing we're going to work on, okay? Potential. What do we need to have potential? What are we made up of? What are we made up of that I discussed with you before? Sorry, Aaron, you guys are amazing. So every single person right now has potential. The next thing is massive action. What's the byproduct of massive action? Yes, I hear you, sweetheart. Yeah, I disagree with you, though. It's not milk. No, don't argue with me. Where is he? The key is massive failure. What do we know about failure? There is no such thing as failure, there is only learning. Wow, you guys learn pretty quick. Which then gives us results. And when you get good results, it builds belief. Then what does that do for the potential? Sorry, what? It increases it, which then allows you to be more effective in this, to learn more and accelerate your learning. What do they say about in order to learn a particular movement, you need to be producing it 10,000 times? Hard work pays off. And in this world today, some of you have got to get to grips with that. There is no fast track to success. There's no get-rich-quick scheme. Do not rely on bloody lotto. What they're saying, what are the smart people work hard? Or hard people work smart, whatever. The important is you put the effort in, you get the rewards. And you get those results, you build the belief. Okay. Are we all right? Am I all right? Oh, no, I'm done. Now everyone go, what's the good word what's the word that explains what I've just shared you tonight? Well, just say them together, one yell right now, go!
Very much, Mr. Neethi, for the inspirational presentation and reminding us how immensely capable we are as individuals, and all we need is a little belief to change this world. We appreciate you sharing your expertise and your experience with us. We are now moving on to our awards. Could Mr. Bodding please come up and introduce the first set of awards that are based on our all 8 norms? Thank you so much.
Kia ora koutou. I have the pleasure of being able to introduce to you and explain the purpose behind our awards as well, and what makes us unique as a school. Our award ceremony is based on our 8 norms, which we use every day to define our learning and behaviour. These norms represent the following qualities: resilience, creativity, building strong relationships, critical curiosity, making connections with the wider world, growing as a learner, and being a contributing member to our community, and valuing culture and the environment. Some of the things that our wonderful speaker has just been talking about there. Each of these norms is represented by a New Zealand icon, and you will see these as we present them. And each award recognises a different way of excelling as a student at Ormiston Senior College. The second category of awards is for those students who have, over a period of at least 2 years, shown a sustained and exceptional evidence of each of these norms. These are our Pounamu awards. In addition, we have one Pre-eminent award, which we have named after the artwork that is hanging in our cafeteria. This Pre-eminent award is the Whakahuia Whakatūporanga Award, which will be presented right at the end of our ceremony tonight. The award winners will receive a specially designed badge for the icons and the norm with a certificate on it. The Pounamu winners will receive a Pounamu pendant mounted on recycled remu, which has been crafted by our assistant principal, Chris Vaughan. I'd like to acknowledge him at the moment for the hard work that he's had over the last week. Hoping this is reaching. I'm also pushing buttons back there normally. Okay, so our first award for the evening is for Harakeke. And I'd like to ask our Assistant Principal, Mr. Jeff Greenwood, to come up to present these awards, please. So as you can see, there's an explanation of what Harakeke is as a norm in our school. And our award for Harakeke is given to students who have been exceptional in supporting the learning of their fellow students in several different areas of school life. It's a very important award and very difficult award to achieve because everyone is doing this to a great level. And our award winner this year that's the wrong way, sir. So our award winner for Harakeke this year Our next set of awards is for Kia. Kia is for critical curiosity. And if any of you have ever been down south to see a Kia in action on the ski fields or anywhere near, and what the damage they can do to a car and the foam on the top of it, they like things shiny, they have a lot of curiosity in them. This award is given to students who have actively sought out learning opportunities beyond the required NCA framework and beyond the school to extend their own learning. This year's recipient is Ailey Pham. I'd like to please ask Assistant Principal Mr. Chris Vaughan to come up to present these next lot of awards. Mokoroa, for exceptional growth as a learner. This award is given to students who have demonstrated exceptional growth as learners throughout their ability to be reflective and responsive in their learning at the school. These students have been nominated by by more than one teacher, and teachers have identified in these students both a growth in confidence and a growth in achievement throughout the year. So this is not purely a growth award that's based on academic success. This is based on all aspects of learning and what it is to be a learner. So people who receive this award have demonstrated growth maybe in some of their subjects, but also in how they approach learning and their confidence and their leadership within the school. This year's recipients are Kyle Anderson, Geneva Can I ask as well if you could come up when your name is called and try and remain in the order you are, or make it nice and easy for our recipients as well. Excellent. The next group of awards is for Papatūānuku, for leadership of culture and the environment. This is awarded to students who have contributed to the growth of their own culture or culture within the school as a general approach to the way our culture is built as a school. This year's two recipients have made great contributions to developing their own culture and the culture of the school, and they are Adina Motu, that creativity, that risk-taking, that innovation that David was talking about. These awards are given to students who have produced a piece of work, a single piece of work that is at industry standard and that is considered innovative and exceptional. And it requires an external source to acknowledge this. So this, just to put a further detail around this can be a piece of work that stands alone as a piece of brilliance by a student throughout the year. We have two groups of students that are receiving these awards today. The first group are Solana Carpenter, Amanda Lee, and Warren Tao. Just as they come up, I'll give a little bit of explanation around these particular ones. Solana and Warren were two of our leads in our school production this year, and their performances were outstanding. Amanda, who's on her way down, and Warren were also selected to be performers in a massive company's device performance, where the students created their own device performance with professional directors and performed it at the Auckland Arts Festival. Unfortunately, the season was cut short, but they did manage to perform 3 of the performances with students who auditioned from 5 other schools in Auckland. And the next group of students are our What Quest group, the Undecided. Like many things this year, COVID has cut short a lot of events, but these students in this group managed to achieve 3rd place in Manukau region, which is one of the hardest regions in the country to get acknowledgement in the Rock Quest group. So finishing 3rd in that group is a great acknowledgement. ask Assistant Principal Erica Jenkins if she can come up to the stage, please. Punga were were, making connections with the wider world. These recipients reflect our Punga were were norm by giving to students who are exceptional learning beyond the school environment. This means they've taken some of the learning that they have achieved within the school context and applied it to their wider life and made connections with the wider world, whether that be business, or Duke of Ed Silver, or one of those steps along the way with the community. And the award winners today are... So Evelyn, Prina and Maggie have received this award because of their contribution to the group that they were working with around education and sustainability. Waka. This norm is for service and for strategic awareness. This award is given to students who have been exceptional in their service to the college and keeping with the vision and values of the school. We have several award recipients tonight, so we're going to do it in 3 groups. So the first group of students who receive this award are Kyle Anderson, Jonathan Lord, Jeremy Smith, obviously taking a bit more time because he's actually doing a service for the school right now, as you can see. And the next group of students, Simon Chan. And the final group of students, Victoria Cree, Michelle Newer, ladies and gentlemen, your Waka Award winners.
Thank you, Mr. Budding. Now we have another fantastic performance coming up. So can we have a new musical performance by Chloe and Jade? And they will be performing Take It One Day at a Time by Jennifer Chung. So can we give them a round of applause, guys? Thank you.
Hold on to what you You've got to hold on. Don't put aside what you're feeling. There is a process of healing. You will be more than alright. Take it one day at a time. After time, I have tried hard to fight against all my desires. I was swallowed by pride, but I know I am called to live free and fulfilled. No, it will not be easy, but I will be still. I will be You've got to hold on. Don't put aside what you're feeling. There is a process of healing. You will be more than right. Take it one day at a time.
Before we say anything else, can we just give them another round of applause? That was magical. Thank you so much, Kobe and Jade, for that. Mrs. Moss will now come up and introduce our Kahikatia Awards for academics, sporting, and debating excellence.
Our Kahikatia Award is given to students who have demonstrated the ability to strive for and achieve excellence. This year we have sporting, debating and academic excellence. Starting with the sporting excellence. These sportsmen and women have all represented Auckland at national tournaments and age group rep teams. The recipients this year are Manraj Singh Gill, David Kim, Duncan Lane, Jerusalem Tuilama. Jerusalem is for rugby league. Manraj and Duncan for hockey. David Kim unfortunately can't be here because he's practicing golf. Kahikatia for debating excellence. Our debating team were the Auckland champions again this year. Serena McCarthy received this award as a member of this winning team for the Senior Open Debating Competition. The team consists of 3 members. The other 2 members are in Year 11 and they will get their award at the Year 11 ceremony. Kahikatia for academic excellence. NCA results published by 5 November have been aggregated and converted to a rank score. The recipients are students who have already achieved NCA with excellence or are tracking towards it with an excellence achievement rate of at least 85% this year. In Year 12 we have 9 students: Celine Bui, Randy Darrett, Amy Fu, Tisha Krishna, Colin Lee, Isabel Lim, Serena McCarthy, Ayushi Narayan and Kashvi Vish. Let's see how good your alphabet is. Can you be in alphabetical order, please? Amy Fu? Tisha Krishna? In Year 13, there are so many that we're going to do it in 2 batches. There are 18 students. The first 10 of you: Leah Arroyo, Sulana Carpenter, Simone Chan, Cameron Chitty, Eugene Choi, Kathy Feng, Ibra Desmal, Prablin Kaur, Ariel Kim, and Wendy Liu. And another 8, Akira Maharaj, Dylan Mock, Ruthvik Nalapendeni, Naren Rohan, Manbir Singh, Amisha Singh, Sor Tang, and Liana Tupukost.
Thank you, Mrs. Moss, for that. Now we have another fantastic performance. Can you believe this? So now we're going to have a performance by the Undecided, who will be performing the original song, Left Behind. So we're going to get in our fields again. Let's give them a round of applause, guys.
before we start, I would like to give thanks to our music teacher, Mr. Garrett. Thank you for the 3 years of music training. If you don't know us, we're the Undecided, and this is going to be our last performance for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this song. This song is called Left Behind.
Undecided for that decidedly remarkable performance. Thank you. This year, Ormiston students also gained scholarships and awards beyond the school, and I'd like to invite Miss Patience to come up and present these. Thank you.
Thank you. Just before we begin
the tertiary scholarships, there is one award that we overlooked just before, and I'd like to ask Neve Beattie to come on stage, please. Neve gets a Walker Award for her contribution to the school, and particularly in the realm of her photography for the school and sports and a lot of other things. So Neve, congratulations. We have the most tertiary scholarships that we have had for some time, and I'm very pleased that we have some representatives from our universities and technical institutes to come and present these awards this evening. So I'd first of all like to invite Veronica Kim from the University of Auckland to come and present 3 prestigious scholarships to our students. Scholarship is for Ariel Kim. She gets the University of Auckland Scholarship for Academic Potential. The second award is to Lotu Lata. Lotu wins the University of Auckland Whakamoana Scholarship. Wins the Edna Wardell Undergraduate Scholarship for Women in Technology and Engineering. I'd now like to ask a representative from Otago University to come up to present the Leaders of Tomorrow Scholarship. Thank you. The Leaders of Tomorrow Scholarship is presented to Joanne Ting. I'd like to invite Adrian Belford from the MIT Trades Academy, as well as Mr. Neru Leavasa, our Member of Parliament for Takanini, to present the Prime Minister's Vocational Excellence Award. I'd like to come up now. The recipient of this award is Jasmine Singh. University scholarships, I'd like to ask our board chair, Mrs. Shireen Chetty, to come up and present them. They are the University of Canterbury Go Waitaha Canterbury Scholarship for Dr. Duncan Lane, the Victoria University of Wellington Tangiwai School Leaver Scholarship to Solana Carpenter, and the Auckland University of Technology Academic Excellence Award to Wendy Liu. Could those Those are tremendous successes to get that many university and technical institute scholarships. In addition to these tertiary scholarships, we have the winners of the DVC Tiny House competition to be announced. And I would like to ask the architectural firm, Miyakasa, who have sponsored this competition, to come on stage. I'd like to ask Lothar and Emmy Van Midler to briefly explain what this competition was and to announce the winners, because they don't know.
Kia ora koutou. My name is Lothar Van Midler. I'm from Miyakasa Architecture Limited. We have a firm just local. This is Emmy, my wife and business partner. She's going to help me present some awards. In recent years we found that there is a shortage of architecturally trained individuals in the market, and we decided to take it upon ourselves to encourage the next generation to follow this career path. As a result, we created the Miyakasa Architecture Design Challenge this year and partnered with John Legalsea and Ormiston Senior College. The 2020 Design Challenge was to design a tiny house. We were looking to see how well the students could meet the brief, effectively communicate their design, use colour and texture, place their design in the context of the site, and an overall creative response. Thank you to all the students that have entered and participated. We are very pleased with the standard of the entrance, and the winner of the 2020 Miyakasa Design Challenge and the $500 grand prize, and I expect this to be a very popular winner, is Lotu Lata. Recognise and congratulate with $50 Gordon Harris Arts Supplies vouchers. The student with the most notable creative form is Ruby Zai. The student with the most notable visual representation is Cassie Wood. And the student with the most notable use of colour and texture is Aidan McFadden. Thank you so much to Ormiston Senior College for allowing us to work with you this year. To all the students, no matter what your career path may be, we wish you all the best. Thank you.
Mia Casa architects who've got involved with Ormiston Senior College this year. It's been terrific. Now, on to the pointy end of the awards. And that is Mr. Botting. Manpreet, come in first.
I should have done this, right? This brings us up to the Pounamu category of awards. Mrs. Moss, Mr. Botting, and then Miss Patience will present these awards.
Our remaining Pounamu awards, these are the major awards, are for sustained growth and contribution over a period of at least 2 years. For these Pounamu awards, we've grouped our 8 norms into 3 groups: growth, discovery, and citizenship. Starting with our Pounamu award for growth. This award includes our Kaikatia and Makaroa norms, which exemplify sustained perseverance, determination, and growth. The recipient for the Pounamu for growth this year is Dylan Mock. Dylan has shown growth across many aspects of school life. When he arrived as a Year 11 student, he was timid and shy, and he has grown into one of our most visible student leaders. His skill on the guitar and confidence in performance have shown great improvement over the past 3 years, and he has continued to achieve at a very high level in all his subjects as well. The Pounamu Award for Kaikatia Sporting Excellence. It's the first time we're awarding this. It's the first time we've had students representing New Zealand. It's awarded to 2 students who are chosen to represent New Zealand in their sports. Geneva Ben. Geneva receives this award for her selection to represent New Zealand under 19 in the World Wakaama Championships in May in Hawaii. Unfortunately, COVID happened. Second one is our golfer, Carmen Lim. Is Carmen playing golf as well? Yes. While she's coming down, Carmen receives this major award for her successes representing New Zealand in golf. In January, she was the top finishing New Zealand golfer, men and women, tied for 7th overall at the Australian Master of Amateurs Championship in Melbourne. And then unfortunately, the next Pounamu Award is for Discovery. This award covers 3 of our norms, Kia, Pukeko, and Pungawerewere. It's for students who have significantly extended the scope of their learning or creative endeavours beyond the school. There are a few recipients, we'll do one at a time. First one, Leah Arroyo. Leah has pursued learning beyond her expected requirements by collaborating and joining with other youth in East Auckland as part of the Head Student Network and the Howick Youth Council to make a real difference in the community. She has grown her leadership skills by participating in the Girl Boss Advantage Challenge And she was selected out of over 200 applicants for this program and hopes to empower other girls to get into IT and engineering. Next one, I'll read the name and then maybe we can applaud at the end. Simone Chan. Simone received this award for her contribution to the performing arts at Ormiston over the past 3 years. Simone has been a regular performer at performing arts showcases, both as a pianist and a dancer. She's also been a member of our highly successful Rock Quest group, the Undecided, as you've seen, and of the Korean fan dance group, as you've seen earlier, and also the OSC concert band. Away from school, Simone is also an accomplished ballerina. Our next recipient, Dylan Mock. Dylan also receives this award for his contribution to the performing arts at Ormiston. He's become a crowd favourite over the last 3 years through his high energy guitar playing at many performances. Dylan has also been a lead songwriter in our Rock Quest group. His intricate guitar lines and solos are always a feature. He never misses an opportunity to perform, whether it's solo, part of the rock band or the jazz band. Next one, Joanna Tim. Joanna has been part of creating an online platform, The Hive. This is a website which gives youth a voice on policy issues and political discussions. As part of this project, Joanna has helped DOC with a biodiversity strategy and gained youth voice. She's also created a how-to-study video for followers of The Hive to help them through studying as well as being part of The Hive's communication team. Next, Duncan Lane. Duncan made a meaningful connection with his engineering career pathway through his exceptional technology projects. First designing and building a motorised trike, and then an electrically propelled monotrack bike. Outside of school, he completed the Coast Guard New Zealand Skipper's course and VHF radio course. His love for hockey as First 11 member and rep player has allowed him to give back to the community as a volunteer umpire and mentoring junior umpires. He's also gained his Duke of Edinburgh Silver Award and is aiming for his gold next.
That brings us to our next Pounamu Award for Citizenship. The Citizenship Award covers our waka, harakeke and papatunuku norms for sustained contribution and leadership to service in keeping with the vision and values of the school. We have such a large number of recipients this year that we're going to actually read the names out in groups of 4 and then I'll give the explanation as they come up. First group of students, Leah Aroa, Slana Carpenter, Cameron Chidi and Kathy Fenn. Leah has shown a sustained contribution to the wider life of the school as a leader and a presenter. She has performed as a student leader for the last 2 years and has kept the vision and value of the school at the centre of this, organising and preparing for large numbers of clubs and events. She is a positive and encouraging role model and has constantly pushed herself to grow in her leadership abilities. Leah's active sustained contributions to participation and spirit team, as well as the science club, have been inspiring. Solana receives this award for her wide-ranging list of contributions to the school over the past 3 years. She has been a member of our senior and advanced debating teams and has this year coached younger teams, a member of the Howard Youth Council, and has been a key leader in events at the school such as Pink Shirt Day and the Blood Drive. In her time at Alston Senior College, Solana has also been a member of the hockey team, the Korean fan dance group, and this year, as already mentioned, she was the lead in our school production of The Crucible. Cameron, over the 3 years she has been at this college, she has demonstrated an outstanding commitment to serve the community and the school, with significant contributions under the Waka, Housekeeping and Pounamu norms. Cameron has been an exceptional leader for 2 years and a key figure of the Howard Youth Council, Korean Fan Dance, Leavers Committee, Interact Club, the Enviro Club, the Careers Ambassador Team and the East Auckland Student Leader Rep. She has found some time to play football for the school, and on top of that she has achieved NCAA Level 1, 2 and 3 with excellence. Kathy. Since Year 11, Kathy has been widely involved in serving the school community. This leadership has grown throughout her time at the college. She has been a student leader for the past 2 years, and this year in particular she has taken a leading role in a number of groups that she has been a part of. She has been a librarian for 3 years, a leader of the Hana group, as well as K-pop, student leader of the Duke of Edinburgh activities, and in her student leadership roles this year she has supported both International Week and the production. Our next group of recipients are Gulin Kao, Ariel Kim, Wendy Liu, and Akira Maharaj. Gulin's contribution to the Enviro Club has been purposeful and sustained. As president of the club, she has grown in her leadership to a level of commitment to ensuring ongoing education about caring for the environment. Due to her leadership, the club has grown significantly over the last 3 years. 2 significant projects she has led this year were the local stream management project and the Green Fingers planting project at Ormiston Primary School. Ariel received this award for her exceptional leadership for the Hana Group and the school's first Korean cooking class. She has been an active leader of our cultural team, K-pop dance group, and the International Week. Ariel has provided service to the school as librarian and production usher. Throughout her time in the school, she has participated in the Duke of Edinburgh Award. Wendy has successfully completed the Silver Duke of Edinburgh Award, and as a leader of the Hana Group, she has helped raise money for charity. Furthermore, she has been heavily involved as a school librarian for 3 years and has helped organise the school ball and the leaders' jersey. Wendy has also participated in orienteering, K-pop, and was the lead designer for the school planner for the year 2021. Akira. During her 3 years at Ormiston, Akira has contributed significantly to the life of the college. Some of her involvements include student leader, girls hockey team, tour guide, environmental club, Interact Club, including club service director, science club, international club, library and debating team, including winning Senior Open champions last year. In addition to during lockdown this year, Akira helped organise online activities for students and staff. Her commitment has been sustained and comprehensive. Our next group of students, Misha Singh, Manpreet Singh, Campbell Strong, and Cuban Swan. Amisha received this award for her contribution to leadership and participation in several areas of the school. Amisha has been a strong contributor to the development of the K-pop dance group in the school. Amisha has been a student leader for the past 2 years and has been actively involved in many community-based activities, including high successful can drives at the school. Manpreet Singh. Manpreet has sought to make a difference to those around him by contributing with generosity and spirit, both within the school and the wider community. His thoughtful contributions to the Board of Trustees and Student Rep were much appreciated. He was part of a promotional video for New Zealand School Trustees Association before the recent elections. Manpreet has also been East Auckland School Rep, involved in the International Committee, the Environmental Council, Talent Quest, Polyfest and Refugee Resettlement Centre. Campbell has been a highly supportive and involved student in his 3 years at Ormiston Senior College. One of the major areas that he has helped support students has been his contributions to the hockey team, where he was acknowledged further this year when Campbell was named captain. Campbell has also demonstrated the harakeke norm through giving up his own time to help coach the younger students. Karine. Karine is the recipient of this award for her sustained contribution to the growth and development of Pacifica cultures in the school. As part of the Maori and Pasifika Student Council, she was instrumental in organising and running the Oceania event, which unfortunately this year was cancelled due to COVID-19. Karine is a keen triathlete and netball player. This year she co-captained the Senior A netball team. Kareem is also a member of the team who participated extremely well in the Massey University Young Women in Leadership Initiative in 2019. And our final group of recipients tonight: Leanne Brokost, Joanna Ting, Tommy Tran, and Leanne is a deserving recipient of this award. She has strongly contributed in many areas of school life, including leading the fan dance group over the past 3 years, supporting and encouraging the production cast as a stage manager, as well as acting in it herself, and serving as a student leader. She has also been an active member of the Housekeeping Youth Council. In all of these activities, Leanne has displayed a high level of organisational ability, as well as a commitment to helping others perform their best. Joanne's contribution to Ormiston has been comprehensive over 3 years. If something is happening in school, it is likely that Joanne has had a hand in it, or she is at the forefront of leading it. Amongst her significant contributions has been student leader for 2 years, where she has spearheaded the participation team, including during lockdown, organising online activities, Science Club, including being president this year, Interact Club, 2020, president, International Week Committee, Enviro Council, Librarian, Careers Ambassador, Howard Youth Council, Girls Football Team, and she has thrown herself into the life of the school and given it her all. Tommy is the recipient of this award in recognition of his wide-ranging and sustained contribution to the life of the school. Tommy is the captain of the boys volleyball team, and as a member of the Sports Council, he is also recognised for his role as a student leader, where he played an important role in Refugee Week and Refugee Centre visits, Blood Drive, Can Drive, Pink Shirt Day, and the Hannah Group. Tommy is well deserving of the Citizenship Award. Bitsy. Bitsy receives this award for her contribution to the wider school through her work with the Maori and Pasifika Student Council and her contribution to the growth of culture within the school. Bitsy has demonstrated harakeke, waka and papatunuku norms through her time at Ormiston Senior College, and in doing so has demonstrated true servant leadership.
Now we are down to our final very few awards. Our particular awards now are the Maori and Pasifika Awards. They're two very special awards that have become part of our ceremony. Maori and Pasifika. We're pleased to acknowledge and celebrate the contribution of our Year 13 students to the development and representation of the Maori and Pasifika cultures here within Aotearoa, New Zealand. Ms. Ros Arbuckle, Ms. Caitlin Bethel, Mr. William Ropata, Ms. Erica Jenkins, as representative of our Maori and Pasifika leadership team, please come onto the stage. The Maori Award. We are pleased to announce the winner of the Maori Award for 2020 is Emma Purves. Is a well-deserving recipient. In her first year at Ormiston, Emma was part of the Kapahaka group, performing at Oceania, and also participated in the Kati program for young Maori leadership. Emma has been a student leader for the last 2 years, and in 2019 she was part of a team organising the Oceanian evening and attended a Maori cultural leadership camp on Waiheke Island. She also designed the pool, a child's toy, as part of her industrial design project, incorporating her culture through weaving and carving. Emma helps with catering for the whānau and hui and has participated in the school pulphery through her time at Ormiston. This year, Emma has been part of the Maori and Pasifika Council, the ball committee, and co-facilitated a weaving workshop during Maori Language Weekend. Emma carries with her a strength and resilience and never gives up when faced with a challenge, a deserving winner. Awards. This year goes to 2 girls, Kiran, Swan and Vitti. These 2 girls for what they have done for the Pasifika culture and contribution to Ormiston. So to begin with, Kieran. As a joint recipient of this award, Kieran has shown strong leadership as part of the Maori and Pasifika Student Council. She was instrumental in promoting and taking part in the Pasifika Language Weeks by arranging activities each week. Her team's focus for the young women in leadership was enhancing the opportunities for Pasifika students at OSC. Their presentation was highly commended by the supervisors at the course. Along with Vitti, Kieran also played netball for Ormiston for the last 2 years and displayed her teamwork and perseverance during tournament last year. Kieran's contribution and dedication to the Pasifika community at OSC is to be commended. Vitti exemplifies the school vision and values, growing in her leadership of Pasifika culture whilst maintaining a high level of academic success. Within the school, Vitti has been involved in the performing arts and has been a valued member of the netball team this year, being named co-captain with Kieran. Vitti has helped develop Pasifika cultures within the school through her involvement in the Maori and Pasifika Council. She's emceed at the last year's Oceania evening, as well as performing in the Samoan and Fijian groups. Vitti has been a vital student and the organiser of the Pasifika Language Weeks this year. She's been able to do this while continuing to succeed as a learner, gaining level 2 with a merit endorsement and on track to gaining merit again this year at level 3. She well exemplifies our school norms and is one of the first students to volunteer when help is needed. Well done to the two of you. Tertiary Scholarship, and I would like to ask the Flatbush principals who are here this evening to come on stage to present this award. The 7 Flatbush schools are pleased to once again award the annual scholarship to a student who's graduating from Ormiston Senior College after attending 3 Flatbush schools over their schooling years. The schools are Baverstock, Mission Heights Primary, Mission Heights Junior College, Ormiston Primary, Ormiston Junior and Ormiston Senior, and also Te Uhu or Te Niko. The scholarship is for a tertiary study and is $6,000. Each school has contributed to the scholarship fund. We've had the most number of applicants of any year. We've had 11 this year. The decision was extremely challenging and one that involved all the schools that the students had attended. We are very pleased to announce the winner is Joanne Ting. For academic excellence. The Ducks for 2020 is Solana Carpenter. And I'd like to ask David to come on stage and do more. Apart from achieving NCA level 1 and 2 with excellence, Solana is also our top academic achiever in year 13. With 75 excellence credits already achieved. On top of that, during the recent school exam for derived grades, she achieved every single standard in all her subjects with excellence. So, a clear winner.
Congratulations, young lady. So on top of all the accolades you're going to get, you have an opportunity to work with me for 1 year free of charge. And that's in excess of $1,500 worth of coaching with me, which is pretty cool.
Right, I'd just like to ask Mrs. Chetty. Sorry.
Congratulations to all the award winners. I would now like to ask Mrs. Shireen Chetty, our board chair, to speak. Thank you.
Hello everyone. After all of that excitement and celebration, I've decided to make this really short because this is about celebrating our students tonight and not hearing what the board has been up to this year. So I'm going to skip right down to going to talk about, you've heard about the kind of year we've had. I recall when I was thinking about tonight, a speech I'd given about 4 years ago that was about adaptability. And I was thinking, that couldn't be more true than it has been this year. It's been an extraordinary year, and I think you all have coped exceptionally well. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to extend my gratitude and thanks to Mrs. Patience, all of the teaching staff, support staff, our community, but most of all, our students. You've coped well, you've supported each other, and you've not just survived, I think you have thrived. So I want you to take a moment to just pause of how well you've done, especially this year. Class of 2020. You've endured more than those before you, and you made it. This moment in time, this is your time. I know you still have exams, but take this moment and enjoy it. We're so lucky to live in this beautiful country, full of opportunity and hope. We played this little game at home with our family just to entertain ourselves about if 2020 were a movie, what would you call it? And of course, there was the usual cynical ones about, survival and lockdown blues. Incidentally, lockdown is the Collins Dictionary word of the year for 2020. Fun fact. But I actually think, my movie title would be Hope. I think hope is our kryptonite in this country, and we're so lucky to be here face to face. And I want us to celebrate that and keep that hope. So to our students, your life journey will be about learning to become who you truly are and fulfilling that goal to the highest expression of yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. Be your unique self. And surround yourself with people who will motivate you and support you to achieve those lofty goals that you have set for yourself. You heard David talk about the goals. You all have the technique. So hey, history is being written and you're writing it every day. This generation, your generation is going to make a difference to this world. So I want you to go out there, find your place, find your thing, find your service. Show up, do the work, and make your mark in this world. It's going to be hard sometimes, but you've got to remember your dreams and remember who inspired you and what your why is. We will all be here cheering you from afar and watching you with much pride. Congratulations, Ormiston Senior College Year 13. Go forward and be your best selves. Mrs. Patience, on behalf of the board, for everything that you do for our school and our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Shireen, and to the board for your continued support of us in the school. And now to our final award, our Pre-eminent Award, our Whakahuia or Whakatukaranga Award. This award is for an exceptional and sustained commitment, demonstrating excellence in all areas of school life. This award acknowledges the person who best exemplifies all the norms at Ormiston. This year, the award goes to Joanne Ting. Last year's award winner, Trina here. Yes, wonderful. Okay, tonight we've already heard about the positive contributions Joanne has made to the college through her Citizenship and Discovery Awards. She's contributed unstintingly for 3 years. She's represented Ormiston with pride, being an exceptional leader for our school community. She's a visible leader, walking the talk and leading from the front. She's hugely respected by staff and students alike. She ably represents all our 8 norms, from high academic achievement to support for others to being involved in all areas of school life. Joanne demonstrates school's value to the highest standard. She's a most worthy recipient of our Pre-eminent Award, Wakahuia or Whakatuparanga. Come on stage and look at you. Solana, can you come on stage too, please? Our tradition is that our ducks and our whakahuia are congratulated with a haka.
Kia kiwara, ko ngā kia hei a popo I roku I te whare. Gau mai, kāra mai. Gau mai, haere o koutou, haere e whai. Te mātou rako te ao, korere, kia kaha, kia mai o nui. Ki kauana, kei wani a kaukara, kei kāra wahia, kei tua I te roke. He paungara, hui te wira, karapa, ke kauana, tō peru, kai mau. Au e koroe, hi, ha, kau e hi o waka makakana. Ko e te tamata ki e ure, ti ranga ngā rua rera, ngā rua kuri, kakau mi aro ia, ha, kamate, mate kaua, mate,
Tonight with the national anthem.